All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another 8:30 RPG video. I'm Lex. We're back with another brand new tabletop RPG. We're playing solo. Uh, the system for this one is Cairn, the game, and then uh, the Oracle we might refer to from time to time if I hit writer's block, which is often, is tables for one. So on the right side of your screen is tables for one. And then let me turn off my monitoring. There we go, audio monitoring. Above my head is my character sheet of Cairn, which I've already rolled and created, and I'll show you guys that in a second. We have a quick summary here for the game. This is my first time playing it, so I'm sure I'll get things wrong. I'm sure I'll screw up. I'm trying not to blend D&D 5e with this game. With the mechanics to my left is the board. We are using the same map or the same collection of mats from the last game, Shadow Caves, the Cave of Shadows. So our character, who is Loomer, he's right here. He's a captive mercenary, and the name of this campaign is The Escape. It's a really simple campaign, one shot, hopefully within one episode. I'm going to try to be a little quicker this time compared to my last videos. It's always a work in progress, trial and error. Um, Name is Loomer. His strength is 12, dexterity is 14, will is 13. He has 7 gold pieces on him right now. His health, his hit protection, I should say, is 4. I'm assuming you guys know the game mechanics. It's very different from D&D. This one, it's D20 or lower. So lower the result is better, a better outcome. Uh, and then for the Oracle, we're using my standard to my right here on the screen, the likelihood and modifier, and a D20 for no, maybe yes. That's been my favorite. I tried many others off camera, and that seems to be. I've even had my own, which is just two D20s. One's a yes, one's a no. Whichever is higher wins, and the difference is typically the magnitude of the winning outcome. But I always find myself going back to the standard yes, no, maybe, and the modifiers. But anyways. This character form, its character sheet is interactable. It can be interacted with. You can type in it. This game is free. You can find it on the website, Cairn RPG.com, I think. This is the title right there if you want to know how to spell it. This is the summary page. It's just a quick little sum up of how to play. Again, I'm going to do my best to follow it. If I forget to follow things accurately, I'm going to do the best I can. But so right now, because our character is captive, we don't have all the items. You can hold up to 10 items besides, um, what do you call it? Bulky items take up 2 slots. You can only hold up to 10. And in this game, there's fatigue. So based on what's happening, you can become deprived. But we have well, we had 3 rations. So what I'm going to do is check off that. We'll roll for that action. We're going to figure out if the capped uh, the bandits who have us captive right now uh, provided us with food, so we'll roll for that to see if they did or not. We don't have a torch, we don't have our armor, we don't have our sword, we don't have a rope, we don't have a crowbar, as useful as that would be. But I was thinking they left us with a card deck just for entertainment purposes. We don't have our dagger, and then the rest. I never had an item for this one by default, and then because the chainmail armor is bulky, I took off 1 slot I can never use unless I lose that item. Our character is 25 years old. He's a mercenary. He's short, tattooed skin, bald head, broken up face. His speech is very precise. He typically has bloody clothing. Right now, he probably does. His garments are probably bloody. His virtue is honorable, but he's very vengeful and he's known to be dangerous. His misfortune is addiction. So I went with that. The turning point on his character is on a hit, like on one of his just typical paid mercenary hits. He was on a hit but got carried away gambling at their hideout, the bandit hideout. I'm going to put that in the description there. You can interact with the notes, by the way, which is great. The bandit hideout. While undercover, he was just trying to blend in, and he was caught cheating. So with the addiction, and then, but the honorable factor wasn't exactly. I'll get to that in a second. And now he's captured. And he's plotting his escape. So he's in a cell here. And as usual, I'm going to build this world as we play, which is half the fun, in my opinion. You guys can see my character is in this jail cell. This map is perfect for this. We have about 7 cells, or 7 or 8. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. We're in the eighth one. Counting. I got my dice tray off camera here, so I'll be rolling physical die this time. Um, I'm going to say that he's only honorable following his code that he kills bad people. So that's cliche, but I'm going to say he only kills. Think of like Dex, the show Dexter. He only kills those who deserve it. Those who deserve it. So, and he goes by that with his code as far as accepting gigs, accepting hits. So this person clearly had to kill. Uh, let's figure out who he was after. Let me see if I can. Let's see, escape filler. I'm trying to make the screen make the notes a little more condensed so we can put more notes in the bottom. I don't want to fill the screen up too much. Nice, there we go. That happens sometimes where I can't use the space bar. There we go. His vice is vengeful. There we go. Turning point. Let's see. Capitalize that story. Now he only kills those who deserve it. We'll take that out because we already have that in mind. Now, the target is, if he decides to pursue it, let's roll on the, we can use tables for one as a table or as a guide for creating a character name. We just have a name. Here we go. Let's roll for D20. Masculine names, NPC generator, commoner or highborn. We'll do commoner, or we can do a full name. So I rolled a 13. So the first name is, that is an interesting name, Talia. And the surname is 5 Breckenwood. Almost like a town. So Kalia Workman, that was our original target. That was Loomer's original target before he messed up. So I'm going to quickly save this and we'll be right back. Okay, so hopefully that worked out. And now let's go. He only has a name. He doesn't know anything else about the guy. If we ever get to Breckenwood, we'll build this character from there. So we are currently stuck on our cell. And I'm going to stand up for this if you guys can still see me. I know I have the terrible background remover plugin, but I'm not too worried about that right now. So, what is the likelihood that there is a guard right there, right here, in this general area, that is still posted? I'm going to say it is highly likely that there's a guard outpost. I'm going to assume just that these bandits were. We can build a story to see if these bandits are well organized. So bandits are typically, it depends really. They can be disorganized. Let's just say possible. Are these bandits well organized, well oriented? They're very like almost like organized crime. Let's see if they're a small time group. 11. So they're a mid range bandits clan of just hired guns and they steal from towns, but they don't go for any big targets. So it's a medium-sized operation we're dealing with here. And my guy, Loomer, just got caught up in the act. He was trying to work his way into this bandit clan and find the target, obviously, who was Reckonwood, but he got carried away gambling because that's one of his addictions, his flaws, essentially, and he got caught cheating with probably some cards in his sleeve. So let's figure out, because they're medium-sized um, syndicate of a bandits, etc. Let's say it is likely that there's someone posted right there because this is a pretty average size holding area for captives. But is it a temporary holding area? Like, do the bandits? Is this a fortified main stronghold for bandits? Let's roll highly likely, just judging by the map. It 15, it is. So this is definitely their main hideout, fortified hideout. So I'm going to give that that there's a highly likely +4 modifier for our to see if there's a person outside to build a story. So let's roll for that. 13 plus 4, so we're looking at there's definitely someone outside. So let's choose from one of the miniatures. I use one of these clear see-through ones just to save money. I have only a few of these 3D printed ones that I got from a convention a long time ago. By the way, my character, you can probably see it on the screen, but my character obviously doesn't have a spear. That's just the one I chose to represent my character. So Loomer is doesn't he's not equipped with anything. That's pretty obvious. But the guard, let's figure out how far away from the uh, front from our prison cell door. I'll roll a d4 because that's the lowest die possible. He's only he's right here. He's one tile away within 5 feet. Now, let's see. Is he back against the wall or is he looking at us, like chatting with us? Let's figure this out. Is his back against the wall? Like, is he doing this, just kind of leaning against it? I'm gonna say possible, so no modifier. 18, yeah, he is. So his back is against the wall, and is there anybody else as far as this is a role that Loomer does not know about? This is an environmental role. We're gonna build just some characters around here now. Let's focus on building this area here so that it helps us just kind of get moving things along. Is there anybody within, see, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 20 feet of this first posted guard? Let's say likely +2. I rolled another 15. There is. So there's another guard within 20 feet. We'll say that there's another guard. It's actually a wizard, but let's assume it's a bandit. Another guard's kind of right here. Now, is this bandit also leaning against the wall? Highly likely. They must be bored out of their minds to be getting this responsibility. So 14 plus obviously the modifier. So he is also. I'm assuming they're both bored out of their minds. I'm probably the only captive prisoner in this entire building, but we can work on that. Um, is For now, I'm going to leave it where Loomer doesn't know if there's anybody else captive. Maybe he was blindfolded or he was covered with a cloth and he was brought in there and tossed in there, gate closed, key. Does uh, Loomer know who has the keys just based on his perception? So this might be a check on the actual character sheet, which we haven't done yet. But I'm gonna just, I don't know if this is make up a rule, but I'm gonna see if we use his willpower to learn more about Loomer. If does Loomer know that who has the keys? So we have to roll 13 or under. 15. No, I'm only 15 a lot. So he doesn't know. So I failed that wisdom check or will check, but it was kind of with wisdom. Now, this is something that Loomer doesn't can't see or know. Does the guard posted in front of Loomer's cell have the keys? Let's say highly unlikely, -4. It is, oh, you know what? Roll 15 again. That's unbelievable. 11. So he has a set of keys, but it's not Loomer's cell that has it. It's not for Loomer's cell. It's just a different set of keys, perhaps to the compound or to the fortified compound. Uh, does this guy right here have this guard right here have the Loomer cell keys? We'll say highly unlikely again. I'm guessing the keys are somewhere else. Yeah, 5. He does not. Um, yeah, 5. So none of these two within the vicinity of Loomer have the keys. So Loomer is just because of he's a mercenary. His character is. I'm trying to think if he's very experienced, and I'm going to assume if he's a mercenary, he is. He's probably been in this kind of predicament before. But remember, we only have a set of cards to play with. So right now we're at the narrative point. We have a somewhat a little area built right now, and what I'm trying to figure out now is the condition of the cell door that we currently are, Loomer's currently imprisoned in. So let's roll to see, um, is this fortress that we're in very old? Let's say it's highly likely, judging by the map. It is a 16, or I'm sorry, 10 plus the 4, so 14. It is. So it's rather old. It's not incredibly decrepit and abandoned, but it's old enough. Which means that the cell door pretty aged? Like, is it the original door or was it replaced? So let's say it's highly likely that this is the original door, so it's rather old. Rolling for 17, yeah. So this door is rather old. Um, I'm gonna have Loomer try to see if he can use his willpower to get a detail on that door as a way to see if he can find a weak point on that door. Let's roll to see if he can find a weak point. We're rolling for his willpower, 13 or under. 8, he can. So Loomer is going to just kind of slowly walk up to the door, get a little closer to it, and he's going to look at the guard. Is the guard, did the guard notice Loomer's movement? Let's say highly unlikely. The guard's probably, what we can roll for is the guard even paying attention? Let's say it's unlikely. He's just bored out of his mind. Is he paying attention? He's not. I rolled an 8 minus 2, so he is not. That's 6. That's a very low no. He's just kind of drifting off. He's daydreaming a bit, minding his own business. He's more trying to pay attention to the sounds of a breaking door. Now Loomer's close to the door at this point, and Loomer needs to figure out. Let's go to the Oracle. Let's go to our tables here. I'm trying to find something that would be under condition. Let's see, metal. Let's roll to see if the material for this door. So I'm looking at metals on the right side of our tables for one. The material of the door is 7. It's lead. So that gives us an idea. Now let's also see the condition of the door, which we already stated. We already rolled for that. And I just noticed this condition roll right here. And then I'm also looking for something else. Fires. This tables for one is terrific. It has its own yes or no system, but I'd like to use the one we already have. We could roll for this, but it doesn't have a mod. I don't think it has a modifier. If you roll like between 8 to 13, you have to proceed with one of these open questions. So, anyways, let's say Loomer is examining the door and he notices that the hinges are a little loose. Now, how loose are they? 13. They're very loose. I just rolled a random, just the higher the value, the more randomly loose or more loose they are. So he knows that the hinges are very loose, but he needs to wait for the guards to swap shifts or take a break to step away. Now, because of that, um, he has the deck of cards, and he realizes he can use that to his advantage. So he takes out his deck of cards. He gets a little closer to the guard. He stands right in front of the door. He starts to shuffle, showing off his skills at shuffling with cards, because that's what he has. He tells the guard, and he speaks precisely. He says, "Hey, are you up for a game of cards?" And the guard will see if he responds. Let's find a table for that. I'm just curious if there is one. Motivations. Does Oh, here we go. There's a character traits table, so we can roll for that. How does the guard react? Does this roll twice? Okay, we rolled a 13, grave, and then we gotta roll again. 9. So it's grave and quick. Grave. He quickly brushes off he quickly uh, says no to Loomer. He basically says, no, no, no thanks. So he ignores him, continues to mind his own business. So Loomer stops shuffling and then he steps back to basically play cards by himself. By himself. So now we need a certain moment to happen. Let's throw in some conflicts. So we have this thing called stuck. A great little way just to throw in some randomness. Let's also look through the rest of our possibilities here. We have purpose, we have materials, structures, condition, we have all these monsters, but I actually have the monsters from the website, and I have bandits ready if we ever have to. They have their own stats. So the Cairn website has all the monsters with the stats. I recommend looking at them. That way you can, if you play, you can quickly see their HP and all their little stats, daggers, D6, and all that. So I have it on standby. Now, I think, yeah, I believe we're going to use the stuck. We'll use the stuck chart. We're going to roll 20. Something, this is where something happens. It's quiet. Loomer is very down on his luck right now. He's being guarded. The cell door is breakable to an extent, but we can't do it because there's guards right there. If we do, this game's combat is really quick and you can die easily compared to D&D. So trying to keep Loomer from doing that. If he has to, he will. But let's roll for a sudden stuck moment. 17. Cycles. This is a cycle. Okay, so we have a shift change. Um, we hear a loud yell from the side, from down the hall. He says, you hear a loud voice, all right, everybody, time to change. So then the guard that was originally posted in front of us walks out of sight. And then let's see. Uh, Loomer can't see this guy, so we'll keep him right now. We're going to say that the Loomer, this other guard also leaves this way. He's walking off frame. So there's a sudden change. There's a cycle in the in that post. Does anybody come back within a minute? Let's roll. Let's say highly likely. So we'll roll not the brighter one so I can see it. So highly likely is a +4 modifier. +4, yeah. So it's 16. So moments later, within a minute, Loomer now within that minute, Loomer's gonna quickly try to peek out to see if he can see anybody. Does Loomer see anybody within that minute? Let's say likely. 5. Likely his modifier is +2. He sees he sees a someone's back because that's yeah. I rolled a 5 +2, so that's a maybe. So we have to figure out a balanced narrative. He sees someone's back right here, who's probably just I don't know, fixing something like trying adjusting their strap, like their weapon. So he wants to grab and shake the door just to see what the condition is. So let's do a strength check to see if he can loosen the door a bit. So we're gonna roll for that. 12 or under. 5. So he's able to grab the jail cell door, quickly shake it as hard as he can without making too much noise, and he's successfully able to loosen the bolts on the side. That way, the door is even flimsy now. Where he can probably, if there's no one around at some point later down the road, he can like jump into and tackle it and just bust out. So now, after doing that, he's successfully able to loosen the door. Can he? Uh, Let's see, does that alert anybody nearby? Or, better question yet, has it been a minute already since he tried that? Let's say likely. Has it been a minute already? A 10 plus the likely of 2, 12. It's nearly a minute, so it's like literally seconds away from someone showing up. So, does somebody finally show up within view? I'm sorry, I didn't consider modifier. Let's say highly likely. Does someone show up uh, within Loomer's view through the door? 16. So that's an 18, the modifier. He does. So a new guard shows up. We have a new guard that walks in. And this guard, let's see how he acts. We have actions here. We have make sure my head's not out of frame. We have motivations up here. Let's go to that. Motivations. So let's see. This is for a quest, but I've been thinking about using this just for out of context. What is the guard's motivation right now? Let's see how he is. For a ritual. He's very religious. Um, so this guard walks up. He says good evening, and he starts to pray for us. And Loomer's caught off guard. He's caught off guard by this. And Loomer, he's not very religious. He's honorable, but he's not very religious. So he's going to back away and just kind of sit down in the corner, hoping that just plain innocent. Am I deceptive? No, I'm not. So he's just playing. He's remaining calm. He does not want to give off the idea that it was messing with the door. Now, because this guard, this bandit, is very religious and starts to pray, just for our praying away our sins and all that. Um, does the guard notice the loosened door? I'm gonna say impossible. Maybe the doors are just all they all are all old and it's all familiar to them. They're used to these old doors. Let's say it's impossible minus 6. Yeah, it's 4. So the guard doesn't notice. Continues to pray, and then within moments he's done praying. Does the guard does the bandit step away from the door? Let's do highly likely. So plus 4. I rolled an 8. That's a 12. That's a top. That's a high maybe. So he slowly steps away a bit, but something has to happen here because that's a maybe. Let's roll to the stuck. All right. Let's figure out. Yeah, let's roll the stuck one. Let's see what happens. 3. Shock. So something has to happen at this point. Shock. So something suddenly happens. Now let's roll for subject. What is it that happens? What suddenly happens? 8. Powerful. So there's a powerful strike. Perhaps the fortress is attacked. So there's a sudden powerful blow, and let's see what the action is. What the guard does. 15. He allows it. That doesn't make sense. He allows it to happen. There's a powerful strike in the fortress. I'm gonna take that one away. That doesn't make too much sense. Perhaps I misrolled that one. But there's a powerful attack. I'm trying to figure out what can be. Let's go to our monsters. We have all these right here. We also have. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Okay, let's use the modifier 1. So both of these we have a lot of potential. Let's use modifier 1. So this is what a sudden strike results in. We don't know what it is or who it is that's striking the fortress itself, but let's roll for it. Two. It's cozy. Interesting. So it's a soft strike. We can hear a sudden explosion in the distance. It barely rattles the art general area, and the guard, does he take notice of this? Let's say a certain he does. So +6. He does, yeah, 13. So the guard turns around. The direction, let's see where the explosion came from. And I forgot to write our direction. This is the bottom technically, so I'm gonna put north right here over the page number. So that's north. Let's there is directions in this Oracle, FYI. So right there, we're going to roll to see which direction that very distant explosion came from. Maybe it's a really big fortress. 4. There was a sudden explosion northeast, so around here, in this direction here, there was an explosion. I'll do this. So the guard that's further down here, we know he was there already, does he exit the area to go investigate? A certainty. Let's see. 7, so look, that's a 13 with the roll. He does. He just kind of, okay, he's like, all right, I'm going to check that out. So he leaves frame. He's over here somewhere. We'll keep him in the area because Loomer can't see it. Does our the bandit who's on post covering Loomer's cell also go in a general direction? Let's say highly likely he does. 13, he does leave the cell, or he does leave the area. So that's 17. So this guy will go up here, and he's also out of frame. Now, can there was obviously a soft, cozy explosion apparently off distance, off camera. Um, Loomer is going to quickly get to the door and try to hear for any more footsteps or any commotion. Does Loomer hear anything? I don't think this is really a skill throw of any sort. It's just the environment. Let's say highly likely. Does he hear anyone else? 3. So even with the highly likely 4, 5, 6, 7. He barely hears any footsteps or anything audible. So this is his chance to escape. So Loomer again grabs the handles of the jail door, the cell door, and shakes it as hard as he can, as hard as he can. Um, let's roll. This will be a skill. This will be for strength. Yeah. So doesn't really say anything outside of combat, but we're going to use it. So strength check 7. He's able to literally pop the gate door, the prison door, off of its hinges, and now he has it in his hands. While he's holding it, has anything happened? Let's just roll likely. Has anything happened outside of his control? Something has happened. So he did bust the door off, but we got to figure out what happened in his general vicinity. Now, which table would be appropriate for this moment? I'm kind of thinking, strike magnet the screen cry. Let's use the stuck table. I like using that one. So this is what happened. 14 annihilation. Oh, okay. So we start to hear, uh, we start to hear screams and gruesome death coming from. Is it coming from the a certain? This is a certainty. It's coming from the direction of the explosion. 17, yeah, it's a certainty. So something is going on over here. There is a lot of commotion, the hearing of screams. Loomer's thinking that someone broke into the fortress off to the side. Maybe it was a, what do you call collateral damage. Maybe there's something going on outside. It busted down the wall. But this is Loomer's chance to escape. So he throws he puts the gate door aside, and he's now out in the hallway. Obviously, we can't go that way. And he's looking down the hall. Actually, I'm sorry. Loomer's going to peek out the hallway. Does he see anybody down this path here? We're going to do Unlikely -2. Does he see anybody? 9 -2, so 7. He doesn't see anyone at first. Is um hmm, this is interesting. He doesn't see anyone at first. Does he see a person? Oh, I'm sorry. Before I roll that, let's just keep it possible. Does he see a person, an actual human? 9, he does. But it's such a low roll. It could be a dead body. So I'm thinking someone's dead. There's something going on. So he sees a pair of feet topple over like that. So these guys are most likely dead too. We're going to assume. He's assuming. So this is within Loomer's mind that the two guards that at least the one guard is dead. And this now he sees a pair of legs on the ground. So Loomer is now going to quickly go around this corner, peek around the corner here. Does he see anybody with it down this path? Let's say unlikely. -2. 6. He doesn't see. It's clear as day. He doesn't see anybody down here. So, is there anything else going on at this moment while he's at the corner? Let's roll to see. Possible. 13. Something does happen right now while we're at this corner. Let's do a stuck. I really want to roll that intoxicated part because I have a story for that. Because we don't actually know who in these cells yet. If Loomer does get through here, we're gonna roll to see if there's anyone in that cell. All right, this is the roll for the stuck. That 13. Clarity. Loomer realizes that luck is on his side right now, and this is his chance to escape without hesitation. So now Loomer is going to go. We can go the easy path. He's going to look down this hall. He didn't see anyone down here, but does Loomer quickly do a? He's going to quickly see if he can hear anything down this hall. Let's say likely. 18. He does. He hears some noise down this hall, so he's going to avoid that hall. He's going to go over here really quick. He's going to quickly glance while he's running in the cell. Does he see anybody in that cell? Let's say it's possible. It's highly likely there's someone in there. That's an 8, so it's a 12, which means it's possible. So he sees a halfling in the corner in that cell. That's just for the environment. So Loomer is, he's honorable, but he wants to get out of there. So, and he's very vengeful. So he not only does he want to get out of this general area, he wants to find his target. So, and we're assuming he has a picture of the guy. So it was Reckonwood. He knows what Reckonwood looks like. Now, because he sees his corpse, he's going to slowly approach it and look at the corpse. Does he recognize the corpse? Let's say highly unlikely. -4. Wow, 16, so 12. He vaguely recognized it's not Reckonwood, obviously. I wouldn't need to roll for that. It would just be either yes or no. He vaguely recognizes this corpse right here, and but then he believes it's one of the people he's playing cards with. Now he leans over to see if there's anyone down this hall. Is there? Does he spot anybody before while he's like peeking over, like the Three Stooges? Is he peeking over? So let's say likely there's someone down the hall. 13, so the 15. There is someone down this hall, but which way? Let's set this guy off the side. Which way is this guy looking? Now, let's go to directions. Most likely, he's facing north. He's dealing with, or he's running away. So, um, how many people? I'm really curious now. How many people does he see? Let's roll a D1. 1 and 2 is one person. 3 and 4 is two people total. 4. So two. There's actually two people here. So we have two people. Which way are they facing? 16. Oh gosh, that's west. They're literally facing us. So Loomer notices, sees, he's leaning over, kneeling down, or he's just looking low. He sees that there's two guards, two bandits standing at the end of the hall. Are they at the end of the hall? Let's do highly likely. Plus 4, highly likely is plus 7. So that would be 8, 9, 10, 11. They are kind of right here. They're a standing guard because something's going on over there. Did they now dexterity? Let's roll for this. Is Loomer quickly able to back away if they spotted him? Let's say 17. They spotted him because I got roll 14 or lower. They spotted him, so Loomer got spotted, and now what we have to do is are the guards going to chase a certainty plus 6? Are they going to chase after Loomer? 14, yeah, that's a solid 20, the total 20. So now they say, "Hey, you, stop right there." So, and then they're gonna run around the corpse of the dead body, and Loomer is gonna have to do a quick. So this is a save to see if he can successfully run away, or we are in our first encounter because Loomer wasn't just he was getting too curious what was going on. Um, we have to do a. This would be a dexterity because it's part. I think it has to do with speed. Yeah, so dexterity is dodging, sneaking, reflexes. Yeah. So let's roll to see if we can escape or run away. 4, we're able to. So Loomer is able to run around the corner. He's able to run out, and they're falling behind, and that's the problem. We're not really getting far. Now, while they're right here, while Loomer circles around the corner, because that was the way he kind of chose, is there anybody in front of him? Let's say highly likely, because within that time frame, the explosion, or let's say certainly that somebody it came from this side. All right, let's roll for it. 18. There is someone there. Now, how many people are there? 1 and 2 is 1, and then 2 and 3 is 2 people. So, right that. 3. There's 2 guards. There's 2. Actually, are they bandits? That's the thing. This could be the external forces that are attacking the fortress. Let's roll for this. This is really intriguing. Um, no, this is possible. We won't. We could say likely. Maybe this place is being overrun by another competing clan or actual guards. So we didn't say who they are. Are these two with the bandits? Let's say possible. No modifier. All right, come on. 17. Are these two with the bandits? They are with the bandits. So just my luck, or just Loomer's luck. These two guards stop right there. And then now we are literally surrounded. Loomer's smart enough, he doesn't want to get into the encounter here. And they hold their post? Do they have them surrounded? They basically say, "We got surrounded. You can't go anywhere now." And then um, Loomer is literally he's saying he's doing this. He's just keeping his hands not up like obviously modern day, hands up, but like he's just doing this kind of return remain calm. Um, let's see. I'm trying to figure out what the motivation will be for the actions of these guys. Now, do they attack or do? Let's roll. Um, do the guards attack? Let's say unlikely. Maybe they just tell us to get back into our cell, or they ask what we're doing out. So if it's a maybe, they're going to ask us what's going on. How do we get out? If it's a no, then they'll just escort us back into the cell without any question, like idiots. If it's a yes, they'll attack us, and and then we're basically dead. Right for. So this roll is a huge point. I probably screwed up somewhere down the road because I got myself stuck into between uh, basically trying to start a Five Guys restaurant here. Let's roll. See what happens. I didn't add a modifier either. 10, right in the middle of the road. That is probably the best for the best. Okay, so one of these guards says, "Oh, how'd you get out of your cell?" So that guy most likely is the one who was at post with us. And Loomer's going to turn around to the one talking. He says, let's see, he talks precisely. He says, the door fell off its hinges, this old piece of crap. I was going to see what was all the commotion about, see if I can help. And then, do the guards believe him? That's gonna be willpower. That's persuasion. He's trying to deceive them. So let's see if that works. He's trying to deceive them, saying that he's just going to see what all the commotion was about. He rolls a 3. That is a very much he's able to convince them. So the guards, but they're still these bandits are stubborn. He's a prisoner. He's like, yeah, yeah, of course you are. And then the other guards were saying, you guys got this. We got to go. So basically, this guard here says, get back in your cell, prisoner, and then they'll escort Loomer back into our cell. But they notice that the door is broken off, and these guys continue on to where the explosion was? They're reinforcements essentially. Let's say it's a certainty. It's a 3, so 6 plus 3 is 9. These guards, we can't really tell what they're doing, but maybe they're talking about the whole situation right now. Whoops. They break through the wall and defy reality. So they're talking right now. Um, Luber can hear the chatter. These two guards are talking. They're basically trying to figure out, well, what can we do? His cell, the door's busted. And then he's like, so the other guy's like, well, let's just put him in the other cell nearby. So and then he agrees. So they tell Lumer, oh, you follow me. We're gonna put you in a new cell. So they escort us to the new cell. They're behind us. Now, does Lumer know or recognize any of these two guards to his right? Let's say likely. 10. That's 12. He also recognizes them from the card game that they played earlier. So these at least 3 of these guys, or at least these 2, are were part of that batch he got caught. So Loomer, this guy tells Loomer, stop right there, and then he jumps up ahead, and this other guy's behind him. Now, basically, uh, this guard says, "Hey, you have a visit. You have a new cellmate." So he unlocks the door. He pulls his key out, unlocks the door, and then tells Loomer, "Get in." Loomer gets in, and then they close the door behind him. Now, let's figure out what each of these guards do. Loomer is now in the middle. He sees the halfling right there. Does this guard leave? Let's just say possible. 5. So this guard will be at post. He's like, you better behave, my friend. And he stands right here. Now, this guard, what does he do? Let's see. Let's go to the motivations, or let's see. This one's actually really intriguing. I'll use that for the cellmate. Let's see. Motivations, actions, bring peace, enforcement, acquire, deliver, kill, motivation. Let's do motivation. Okay. Let's see. Let's roll to see what our cellmate's doing. 12. He is currently clothing. He's just changing. He's cleaning his, like he's putting a shirt on, or he's just changing. So he's busy doing his thing. Now, does this guard leave the air? Does this guard go towards the commotion? Because that's still a problem. We can't forget about that. Let's see. Let's say highly likely. Yep, 11 plus the 4, so we're looking at 15. So this guard initially leaves out of frame. Let's say, is this guy going to tend to the body? Let's say highly likely. I rolled a 13, so he is. So maybe he picks up the body and carries him off frame. So he's going to take that body out. Um, these two guards, because we can kind of still see them, are they going to leave too? Continue off to the area of explosion. Oh, I'm sorry, highly likely, plus 4. 8. They do, but rather slowly. They're chit-chatting with They're, I should say they're whispering because they don't want to give away any details with the guard at post. Now, let's see what they're talking about. Subject matter. Um, they're talking about five. The death. Okay, so they're talking about the death of someone. Who is this person they're talking about? Is this person of a very of importance? Let's see. Death of. Let's figure this out. Is it the death of the corpse from earlier? Say possible. Five. It's not. Is it of someone of great importance? I have an idea. I just want to see if there's a table for it, just in case. Hold on a second, guys. Just gonna do a technical check. Okay, good. I have this little wireless headset. I just want to make sure my battery's good. Um, is the death of when they're chatting about this death, we can do a will this be willpower? This is part of the body, so maybe dexterity. Can we make out what he's saying? Let's do a dexterity roll. Make out what they're saying. 13. He barely makes out. He catches his name. Is the name familiar to our guy, to Loomer? Let's say possible. 13. It is. That's a very, very weak yes. The name is very familiar to Loomer. Is it one of the bandits that was part of the card game? Let's see. Oh, I didn't do a modifier. Let's say plus. Let's do likely. 7, 9. Yeah, and like I said, everyone who's that's a very mid range, not a maybe. Everyone he was playing card with they probably casually said their names. He just probably didn't recall them all, but he believes it's one of the people from the card game. So this bandit group, they're not very big, but a lot of them were playing that game. So maybe half of them or quarter of them were playing that game until obviously he cheated. So let's see if something happens. So we are in the cell. Um, I'm gonna say Loomer looks to the halfling. How does the halfling react when we look at him? Let's do motivations. We could do reactions. Hostile, help. Oh yeah, there it is. Actions. Um, let's see. Let's roll for how he reacts to us looking at him. That roll was not good. Sorry, I messed it up. 19. He's helpful. So this guy, this halfling in this our cellmate here, he's helpful. He's basically inquiring if we're okay. He's asking how we are, and Loomer says, I'm good, thanks." So then the halfling will continue. Let's see, what does he do following that? Uh, does he ask who we are? Let's say motivation. Motivation. The halfling then, I rolled an 18. That's okay. So the halfling basically explains how he got into he got captured. It was basically he failed to pay a debt with was it Reckonwood? Let's say a certainty plus 6, 3, 9. So it was not Reckonwood, but it's definitely one of the higher ups of the bandits. So it's definitely someone within the main founders of this clan. So I have to get going here fairly soon, but I think or yeah, let's see if these two guards are done talking. Are they done talking? Likely. Well, we were chatting with the halfling. Likely plus 215. They are. So, which direction did they go? Let's see which way they go. I want to say they go towards the explosion, the issue, which seems to have resolved itself. Something happened. We can probably get to that later. But 5. Interesting. That's actually, huh. Oh, I see. I screwed up. There's even so five is odd number. Okay, I see. Ah, so I have to roll again to see which way for the angled ones. Eight. Eight is they go. Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, they go this way. They go towards the explosion. So these two guys are out of frame. They're gone. There we go. And now we are chatting with the halfling. We're in a new cell. That door is obviously destroyed. Let's just say it's just X'd out like that. And then there's still a situation here. The guard is still outpost. So I'd say I'm going to have to end this chapter for the escape. We tried to escape, but we got recaptured after avoiding, luckily, an encounter which would have easily led to our death, and this game would have ended. So we have another chapter to follow. I'm going to jot down some notes, but otherwise, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time on 8:30 RPG.